Jason's haven, a modest Arizona retreat complete with a sparkling pool, had long been his sanctuary after grueling workdays, a stage for relaxed barbecues and summer soirees. Yet as twilight fell, whispers of something amiss began to echo around his carefully manicured yard. At first, it was little more than stray, damp footprints trailing mysteriously across the patio on rainless days, and an odd waft of chlorine lingering in the warm desert air. Then, in the stillness of a midnight hour, soft splashes and a chuckle emerged from his backyard, as if some unseen reveler had transformed the quiet into a clandestine carnival. That fateful evening, while a muted film flickered in his living room, Jason's heart pounded an uneasy rhythm with the steady hum of the pool pump outside. He paused, mid-exhale, when a mischievous laugh, not born of the television's dialogue, drifted through the window. Peering cautiously through the slatted blinds, his eyes caught fleeting silhouettes moving with unnerving nonchalance. His pulse quickened as he realized someone had invaded his private oasis. Instead of charging into the night, his mind, wrought with equal parts dread and determination, whispered for proof over confrontation. Opting for subtle vigilance, Jason installed diminutive security cameras around his cherished pool, their lenses discreetly trained on every glimmer of water. With trembling anticipation, he resolved to let the evidence speak. The next morning, cradling a steaming mug of coffee, he reviewed the footage, expecting perhaps a stray animal's antics. Instead, the screen unveiled an audacious tableau. Mike and Lisa, his familiar next-door neighbors, along with their two nonchalant teenage sons and a couple of their carefree friends, sauntered through his side gate. The gate, its latch now slightly askew from repeated misuse, opened like an invitation into a forbidden resort. There they were, plunging into the water, splashing in exuberant defiance, lounging on his expensive pool floats as if they had every right to claim his personal retreat. Every replay of the video stoked Jason's simmering anger. Timestamps revealed these intrusions were not a solitary lapse in judgment, they were habitual incursions spanning 2 restless weeks, with entire pool parties unfolding under the cloak of darkness. One particular clip seared itself into his memory, teenagers cannonballing into the deep end while Mike reclined luxuriously on a float, a cold drink in hand, and Lisa, perched at the pool's edge, chatting away as if hosting an exclusive soiree. Even more irksome was the sight of Mike carelessly tossing an empty can onto Jason's pristine patio, a silent punctuation of their brazen entitlement. In that moment of exasperation, Jason weighed his options. The prospect of involving the police or the homeowners association loomed like a brewing storm, promising a bitter neighborhood feud he was desperate to avoid. Instead, a memory from his rambunctious college days flickered to life, a prank executed with invisible phosphorescent dye that, once activated by water, clung obstinately to skin and fabric, erupting into a surreal neon glow under artificial light. An impish smile curved his lips as he realized that a clever, non-violent lesson might just be the antidote to these boundary crossers. Without delay, he scoured obscure online suppliers until he found the perfect batch of prank dye, a formula non-toxic yet unyielding, invisible in daylight and unveiling its luminous secret under the glare of artificial light for a staggering 48 hours. A few days later, the inconspicuous package arrived. Under the cloak of a hushed, star-drenched night, Jason stealthily drained a modest portion of his pool to blend away any telltale signs before infusing the water with his clandestine chemical. To any casual glance, the pool appeared unchanged, its water as invitingly clear as ever. The stage was now set. Jason reclined in quiet anticipation, eyes glued to his laptop as he monitored the security feed. Sure enough, at precisely 10:47 p.m., the familiar band, Mike, Lisa, and their merry crew, crept through the side gate with the confidence of seasoned intruders. Their laughter and carefree splashes filled the night air, completely oblivious to the transformation simmering beneath the surface. For the next 30 minutes, Jason allowed the spectacle to unfold like a twisted carnival of retribution. Then, as if fate had pressed a cosmic pause button, a teenager emerged from the pool to retrieve a towel. Under the stark glow of the patio lamp, his arm froze mid-reach, bathed in an unearthly neon green. In the blink of an eye, Lisa's eyes widened in horror as she noticed a similar phosphorescent transformation creeping across her skin. Panic rippled through the group. One of the teens bolted toward the outdoor shower, scrubbing furiously while muttering panicked curses, yet the dye refused to yield. Meanwhile, Mike, still lounging with his beverage, slowly sat up as his reflection in the glass door revealed a ghastly, glowing visage. Enraged and embarrassed, Mike stormed toward Jason's back door, his fists trembling with a mix of fury and disbelief. For a long, charged moment, silence reigned as Jason watched the unfolding chaos. Then, deliberately, he retrieved his phone and sent a succinct text. "Nice swim. Hope you enjoy the glow, lasts 48 hours. Mike's eyes darted from his phone to the spectacle of glowing limbs and panicked faces. Behind him, Lisa scolded in a hushed, exasperated tone, "You idiot, I told you not to keep doing this," but her words fell on deaf ears. Mike's features contorted as he hesitated at Jason's door. Summoning his nerve, Jason slowly unlatched the blinds just enough for their eyes to meet, a brief moment charged with unspoken accusation, then retreated back into his fortress of quiet satisfaction, leaving the intruders to scramble back through the side gate in disarray. Later, as Jason sank onto his couch, the security footage replayed the surreal aftermath, glowing bodies awkwardly illuminated like spectral neon apparitions, chaotic attempts to scrub away the unyielding dye, and Mike standing bewildered as if caught in the grip of a bizarre curse. The once familiar scene had transformed into an absurd yet inevitable reckoning for Trespass. At dawn, the desert sky blushed with the early hues of the Arizona sun as Jason, still in his pajamas, stepped onto his porch with a cup of coffee cradled in his hand. Across the street, Mike emerged first from his front door, bundled in a hoodie, sunglasses, and long sweatpants, an odd ensemble for an 85-degree morning. Not long after, Lisa appeared, her scarf hastily draped to obscure the faint, unsettling green tint still clinging to her skin. Their teenage sons, ever the conspirators, attempted to mask their glowing limbs with tracksuits and gloves, though traces of neon seeped from the edges of their attire. The incident had ignited whispers along the neighborhood. As Jason sipped his coffee, he overheard a neighbor, strolling with a dog, murmur in astonishment, "Did you see them? They're glowing!" Another voice laughed, "I thought they just got a bad spray tan." With quiet triumph, Jason logged onto the local community chat and posted a simple, yet pointed reminder. "Friendly reminder, if you're going to borrow someone's pool, make sure you don't leave glowing evidence behind." The buzz didn't end there. While tending to his front yard later that morning, Jason was approached by Mrs. Ruiz, a seasoned, sharp-tongued neighbor whose decades on the street had witnessed it all. Adjusting her sunglasses with a wry smile, she remarked, "Back in my day, folks had the decency to ask before turning someone else's property into their personal playground." Jason chuckled in response, acknowledging that sometimes, a gentle but brilliant reminder was all it took to restore proper boundaries. In the days that followed, Mike and Lisa offered no half-hearted apologies, nor did they muster excuses. The entire episode morphed into a cautionary legend among the neighbors. Gossip spread quickly, some laughing at the absurdity while others shook their heads at the blatant disregard for private property. Even Mike's subsequent text, attempting a strained truce with a curt, "Mike, you've made your point," was met with a biting reply from Jason. "I did, because I don't remember breaking into someone else's backyard." And with that, silence prevailed. The side gate remained firmly shut, the water in Jason's pool undisturbed, and the memory of that neon night became an unspoken law in the neighborhood: respect boundaries, or face the glow. In the end, Jason's unconventional prank served as a luminous lesson. Some individuals might only heed the rules when faced with an unavoidable, radiant consequence. Sometimes, the sharpest remedy isn't a shout or a legal battle, it's the art of creative retribution. So, tell me, was Jason's glowing prank a justified stand for personal space, or should he have handled matters differently? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if this surreal real-life tale lit up your curiosity, subscribe for more stories where reality dazzles in unexpected hues.